Have you ever pondered what might happen if you lie to God? This question might seem unsettling, but it's the crux of a fascinating story nestled within the pages of the book of Acts, specifically chapter 5 verses 1 through 11. Our tale revolves around Ananias and Sapphira, a couple living in the early Christian community. During this time, the followers of Jesus embraced a unique way of life. They pooled their resources, sharing all their possessions. This wasn't just a simple act of charity, it was a testament to their unity, their faith, and their commitment to the teachings of Jesus. A seemingly idyllic community where everyone shared everything they had, living in harmony and faith. But even in such a community, the seeds of deceit can find fertile soil. What could possibly go wrong in such a harmonious community? Well, let's dive into the tale of Ananias and Sapphira. Ananias and Sapphira, a seemingly ordinary couple, decided to sell a property. This was not an uncommon occurrence in their community, where the faithful often sold their possessions to share the proceeds amongst themselves. This act of unity and selflessness, inspired by their devotion to the teachings of Jesus Christ, was a testament to their unwavering faith. But Ananias and Sapphira had a different plan in mind. They saw an opportunity for personal gain in this act of communal giving, so they devised a plot to withhold a portion of the proceeds for themselves. They didn't just want to keep some of the money, but they also planned to lie to their community about it. This wasn't just a small white lie, this was a deliberate act of deception, aimed at their fellow believers and, more significantly, at God himself. They agreed to sell the property, keep part of the money, and then present the remainder to the apostles, claiming it to be the full amount obtained from the sale. Their plan was set. They would maintain their standing in the community, gain the admiration of their peers for their supposed generosity, and still keep a tidy sum for themselves. It was a perfect plan, at least in their minds. But here's the thing about deception. It's a web we weave, and the more we weave, the more entangled we become. Ananias and Sapphira were no exception. They believed they could manipulate the truth, bend it to their will, and no one would be the wiser. Yet, they overlooked one crucial fact. Their community was not just a group of people. They were a fellowship bound by faith, guided by the Holy Spirit. Their actions were not just against their fellow believers, but against God. But can one really deceive God? The couple was about to find out. Ananias, filled with trepidation, approached the apostles with his full contribution. His heart pounded as he stood before Peter, presenting the sum of money he claimed to be the entire proceeds from the sale of his land. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation, as those around him waited for Peter to accept this generous offering. Yet, Peter, guided by divine wisdom, saw through the deception. He peered into the eyes of Ananias, a mirror to his soul, and asked, "Ananias, why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit and to keep back for yourself part of the proceeds of the land?" Ananias, taken aback, could barely hold Peter's gaze. His heart raced faster, the blood draining from his face. Peter continued, "While it remained unsold, did it not remain your own? And after it was sold, was it not at your disposal? Why is it that you have contrived this deed in your heart? You have not lied to man but to God." Ananias stood frozen, the weight of his dishonesty pressing down on him. He had been exposed. The silence that followed was deafening. Then, in a shocking turn of events, Ananias fell down and breathed his last. The room filled with gasps and whispers. The ground beneath them felt colder, the air heavier. Ananias, who had walked in moments ago with a deceitful heart, now lay lifeless on the ground. It was a chilling reminder of the price to pay for dishonesty. The sudden death of Ananias sent ripples of fear through the entire community. The onlookers were left to grapple with the stark reality of the consequences of dishonesty. The judgment had been swift and severe, leaving no room for excuses or justifications. The chilling silence was broken only by the soft whispers of those who carried Ananias out for burial. Just like that, Ananias paid the ultimate price for his dishonesty. But what about Saphira? Unaware of her husband's fate, Sapphira walked in, ready to corroborate their lie. Her entrance was marked by an air of confidence, a facade carefully constructed to mask the deceit that lay beneath. She was oblivious to the grim truth that had already unfolded. As Sapphira made her way through the crowd, Peter, a man of wisdom and discernment, locked eyes with her. His gaze was firm, a mirror reflecting the stark reality of their actions. He took a moment, his voice steady as he asked her about the price of the land they had sold. Sapphira, continuing the lie, echoed her husband's false claim, unaware that her words were leading her down a perilous path. Peter, however, was not fooled. He confronted her, his words echoing through the room. "How could you conspire to test the Spirit of the Lord?" The question was not merely an accusation, but also a lamentation. How could two members of their community who had professed faith in God stoop to such deceit? The room fell silent as Peter's words hung in the air. The gravity of their sin was laid bare, and the truth, once shrouded in lies, was now glaringly evident. Saphira had not only lied to the community, but she had also lied to God. And then, in a chilling moment that sent a wave of fear across the room, Saphira fell down at Peter's feet and breathed her last. The same fate that had befallen her husband mere hours ago had now claimed her life. Their deceit had not only cost them their reputation but their very lives. In an instant, both Ananias and Sapphira were no more. The consequence of their deceit was swift and severe. The stark reality of their fate served as a chilling reminder to the community. God is not mocked. Every action has a consequence. And for Ananias and Sapphira, their choice to lie had led to a grim and tragic end. The early Christian community was left in shock and fear after the sudden deaths of Ananias and Sapphira. This wasn't a tale spun from thin air, but a reality that struck the heart of the community. A chill ran down their spines, a vivid reminder of the seriousness of their faith and the sovereignty of God. The very air seemed to thicken with a reverent fear, a stark contrast to the joyous fellowship they'd previously shared. In the aftermath, they found themselves huddled together, whispering in hushed tones about the grim fate that befell the couple. The events served as a wake-up call. It was a stark reminder of the gravity of their actions, the weight of their words, the potency of their promises. Let's revisit the tale, not for the shock value, but for the lessons it imparts. Ananias and Sapphira, a couple who had everything going for them, chose to lie, to deceive their community, and more significantly, to attempt to deceive God. They sold a piece of property and claimed to donate all the proceeds to the community, when in reality, they held back a portion for themselves. Their deceit wasn't about the money, but about the dishonesty, the lack of integrity, the absence of truth. In their demise, we find lessons of honesty, integrity, and the severe consequences of trying to deceive God and the community. We see that God doesn't take deceit lightly, that integrity isn't optional, it's essential. It's not about the size of our contribution, but the sincerity of our hearts. The story of Ananias and Sapphira is a cautionary tale, a mirror held up to our actions, our choices. It's a call to introspection, a call to live in truth, in integrity, in sincerity. It's a reminder that our actions carry weight, that our words have power, that we are accountable for our choices. We learn from Ananias and Sapphira that God values truth and integrity, and there are severe consequences for those who choose to be dishonest. This chilling tale serves as a stark reminder of the importance of honesty and integrity in our lives. The narrative of Ananias and Sapphira underscores the gravity of deceit and how it can lead to dire consequences. It reminds us that truth is not just a moral obligation but a spiritual one. As we navigate through our lives, let's strive to uphold these values, to live without falsehood, to honor our commitments, and to be true in our dealings. The story of Ananias and Sapphira serves as a mirror, reflecting back to us the importance of living a life of sincerity and transparency. As we conclude, let's carry this message with us, applying it to our daily interactions and decisions. Let us strive to be the kind of people who choose truth over falsehood, integrity over deceit. If you found this video informative, please give us a thumbs up and share to help spread the word of Jesus Christ. Join our growing family and subscribe to our channel by clicking the tree below this video and hit subscribe. Thank you for watching.